One Philadelphia-based radio station helped to launch a national movement. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Wynne Alexander. She is the executive director of WDAShistory.org. Thanks so much for being with us.
Pleasure.
A Philadelphia-based radio station really had national impact, and people around the world have heard of this radio station. But let's talk a little bit about its origins and why this was such an important station that was right here in Philadelphia.
Well, the general manager of WDAS at that time, AM, the FM hadn't happened yet, wasn't born, he was a history teacher by training, and he was also a visionary. And he had an uncanny way of befriending and wanting to help not only a movement, but some of the most famous people, later famous people, who also shared the same ideals, the same goals, the same senses of social justice. And so while this radio station was located in Philadelphia, if you were to look at our guest list, you would see Congressman Adam Clayton Powell Jr., a very young Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, his very young wife, Reverend Leon Sullivan, who became such a powerhouse in Philadelphia. Also Reverend Pius Barber, who a lot of people don't know that name today, but in the history books, he's the mentor of Dr. King when Dr. King was in seminary at Chester Crozier. So Daisy Bates, who was the absolute leader of the Little Rock school integration and all of the struggles that happened before that. We just had a general manager who was uncanny at being able to find out what the issues were and who were the leaders, the true leaders.
And really hear that voice on the radio. And this really helped you bring civil rights in many ways to a national platform. This is also a radio station that sent more than 13 buses to Washington, D.C. for the March on Washington, where King gave his I Have a Dream speech. Many prominent things, including amazing music, played on this radio station.
Back in the day, when you broke a record, it meant you were the first in the country to play it. And DAS is in the history books as having broken Sam Cooke, apparently the Beatles twice, Buddy Holly, Jackson 5, Temptations, James Brown, literally the list goes on. Marvin Gaye, even Berry Gordy, Marvin Gaye's record company president, did not believe in the album What's Going On, but WDAS did. And because no one else in the country was playing it, they were able to chart how many hundreds of thousands of copies of that record were literally only coming out of Philadelphia.
So with this amazing history, you've created this amazing website, and people can visit WDAShistory.org and see this history and see the images associated with it. Pictures of Dr. King and Coretta Scott King and some of the other pictures associated with the website, really young photographs of them, and that's part of the appeal of the website. Talk to us a little bit about it.
Also, Malcolm X. There's a picture of Malcolm X coming to WDAS in the dead of night, and you see a pump-action shotgun being held by a policeman because they were going to assassinate Malcolm X at the radio station. He had just come back from Mecca, and he was doing revolutionary things. And that picture alone is just, you don't see it anywhere else. And the story, you don't know it anywhere else.
And when we just have a short time left, but this website has gone worldwide. People across the world are visiting the website. Why should people here in this region click on your site?
Well, it is United States history. It's United States civil rights history. It is one of our most crowning achievements. And indeed, we're going from here to Kuala Lumpur, and since it was born in Philadelphia, Philadelphians might want to see what they were a part of.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Pleasure.
We've been talking with Wynne Alexander. I'm Jill Horner.